Hi everybody, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another series of Greyhound Research ONTrigger. As in the past, we brought you the movers and shakers of the technology world, and we've had with them a very candid conversation. Today, we have the good pleasure of having Mr. Christian Fredrikson, who happens to be the CEO of F-Secure. Christian, welcome to country. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. It's good to be back in India.
Yeah, so from the freezing Helsinki to foggy Delhi, how's it going for you?
That's the way, that's the global life, right? From minus 20 to plus 20.
Minus 20 to plus 20, yeah.
Yes.
Well, how about 3-0 yesterday? Swedish beat you guys out.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, right? Unfortunately, luckily we beat them in ice hockey earlier, but now they beat us up in football.
But I must say, I'm very impressed. Finland's probably the only country which is so big on ice hockey, even more than football, really.
Yeah, exactly, and I suppose it has to do a lot with the weather. From history, it's been hard to play football in minus 20 and snow,
right?
Whereas ice hockey becomes more natural for us, and then it has to do with the fact that as a nation, a small nation, you got to pick your battles.
Right. Very nicely said, picking your battles, right? Now let's talk about you and the battles that you're picking up at F-Secure, because you've had a very nice past with Nokia Siemens. You spent a long time. You're part of the global leadership team, and you're not new to the Asia Pacific region as well. Now, when you came into F-Secure about 3 years ago,
4 years,
4 years ago, right? What did you see was different about the company that really had you excited?
Well, I felt it was just an incredible opportunity. Of course, the security business as such, high tech, and I have to say I didn't see how big an impact on the industry Snowden revelations had. So that came after I joined. So I was, you could say, lucky in that perspective. So that increased a lot of the attention into security. Of course, the whole digitalization and the Internet of Things, that evolves the security business even more. So I felt that it is a great place to be.
Great place to be.
And next wave, the GSM, the mobile, the global growth of mobile was a fantastic wave to be seen globally. And then I thought that this could be a very interesting, and I felt that it really felt compelling to me to be fighting for the good guys, to try to keep you and everybody else, the companies, safe so that they can do what they want to do with the internet.
Right, interesting. You speak about digitization, you speak about how mobile is probably overtaking the world and software is eating the world. Now, while all of that is good, but do you feel that there's a sense that organizations, specifically SMBs and across Asia Pacific, don't quite often move as fast as the threat environment moves?
Yeah, I think that goes for everybody, and it's kind of natural because security is, whether you're a startup, you're in many parts of the business, it's not what you always immediately think about. You want to do your own business, which is what you should be doing.
Fair enough.
So I think it is the same everywhere now, that people are waking up, companies are waking up, that wait a minute, this is destructive and it can kill a company. And you can not only lose a lot of money and your IPRs, but you can actually get finished off. And a lot of CEOs and boards are waking up because you get fired now for missing this stuff. So,
but Christian, tell me, speaking about boards and CEOs, until now, security has been very much a CISO topic. It's never been even a CIO priority. There are cases where organizations who we are consulting, who we are sort of working with as an analyst firm, and we go and speak to the CIO. He says, well, go to the CISO, he's the right guy for you. But do you think globally security is now turned into a board topic? It's becoming a board level conversation where they're saying that, look, just as what happened with Sony, they lost a lot of data, their brand went down the drains, and it's a very difficult topic to be discussing in the media as well.
Yeah, I suppose absolutely. First time the boards are waking up, but they're starting to ask questions. What audits are we doing? What kind of security systems do we have? What kind of recovery do we have? How do you? What are we doing about it? Right. So, and I think it is becoming a point where you are almost irresponsible, where nobody has bothered to do it yet. and the question is, will somebody be bothered to do it for your company as well?
Right. So you're saying that the boards should actually proactively look at security as a topic and not wait for a hack to happen.
I think exactly, they should at least look at what kind of contingency plan do they have. Do they have the knowledge in their organization? Do they have done enough. I mean, there's always a question of how much money you don't want to put it, right? So you always have to balance that in terms of what the risk level is and what your capabilities are, but at least understand them so you made conscious decisions that this is the level we will take our security to.
Right.
And this is what we're not going to do because it's going to cost too much, it's too cumbersome. But at least you as a board member then know, so you're not surprised by it, right?
Right. Very interesting. So for a board, let's talk about, let's say, a typical $100 million organization, which is run with a rather sophisticated board. Now, for them as a starting point, would you say that reassessing your threat landscape as to if you're using, let's say, a mobile-first environment, you're using a mobile application, or let's say if you're using a cloud-delivered workload, would that be the right starting point as to understanding what could be the probable sources of threat? Or would it be more around, let's say, the data layer? Should I be looking at where my data is coming from and where it's being stored? How should you look at security in the new age?
Yeah, I think it's one good way to start. It's exactly so that, you know, who could be interested and what kind of threat landscape is there that could come towards our company, whether it's IPRs or financials, monetary things that they are looking for, or just ransomware. What if this happens? A few what if questions might be good to do.
Right.
And then you can do an assessment, right? And for example, we have a service nowadays which when we acquired Ensigns, that we are doing, we call it ethical hacking. So you can order us to attack your company.
Really?
And we do a deal and we get a get out of jail card.
We should be careful of you.
Yeah. And then our ethical hacking team will attack, right? And at just to give you a view of it, right, we have 100% hit rate. We have never failed to get in.
Very impressive.
Yeah, so that tells you also, in a way, yes, impressive, but also sad, right, in a way that we always get in. So every time we want to get in and you put some resources onto it, you get in, right? And not just kind of in through a reception door, but actually really into deep data of the company.
Right. Interesting.